What does small business need to survive?
Today, I would say next 10, 20 years, the small business, no matter where you are, if you do not try to globalize your business through internet, you may not have a business opportunity. It's not like I do local. Local business in the future is going to be more and more competitive. Think about it. How can you sell products across the board? Your products, your chocolate, people in your village already know about the town in your village. But the people in China, they never know. They love these things. So think about it. How can you sell your products across the board? This is, I think, can face.
Yeah, I mean, you gave a speech in which you talked about the warning for decades of pain unless you recognized the coming advent of artificial intelligence, robots, and a whole range of things that could challenge how you had been doing business in the past.
Yeah.
You also have mentioned retirement.
Yep.
Jack Ma at what? At 50-something.
Yep.
Thinking about retirement?
Yeah, I'm preparing because I tell you.
You said you've been preparing since you were 40.
Yeah.
Think about retirement.
When I leave university, I was 30 years old. Yeah. And my president of my university said, Jack, one day you want to come back? Anytime, you're welcome. I said, President, I will not come back in 10 years. So I thought when I'm 40, I can go back to teach. But when I'm 40, oh my God, life was so tough, so tough. My company almost in big trouble. So I said, I should not leave. And then I say, when I'm 45, I should retire. When I'm 45, I cannot stop it. And then I start to prepare, say, people say, Jack, you are the next Bill Gates. I say, I cannot compete with Bill Gates, but I can compete with Bill Gates who can retire earlier. And I can compete with him who can empower the more small business. So year 2012, I retired from the CEO. And I have my own goal that I will retire from chairman someday, and I'm going to be preparing that since years 2012. Yeah, the thing is, I don't want to die in my office. I want to die on the beaches.
How much time do you wait, no, wait. How much time do you spend on the beaches now?
I don't have time spent on the beach. That's why I always dream one day I was on the beaches. Because remember, when we were young, nobody gave us a chance. Now we're big. We should give young people a chance. Young people do a much better job than we do. This is what I think. And I think the world can be great, can be prosperous without you. When you die, people cry for 3 days, or maybe less than 3 days, they forget you. So, build up a good system for your team.
Yeah, but it strikes me.
Giving chance for them.
It strikes me tonight, and since I've known you, that part of you is always a teacher. I mean, you're teaching tonight. You're telling about my experiences and what you can learn from the journey I have taken.
Yeah.
The idea of sharing experiences is part of teaching for you.
Yes, I was trained to be a teacher, and I benefit because I don't know anything about technology, computing. I still puzzle about what is software, how software can work. And I do not know about accounting, marketing. I know very little about that. But the thing I learned from being a teacher, that a teacher always want his students to be more successful and better than you are. So this is, I learned to be a good CEO. When I hire people, I always want to hire those people who are smarter than I am. And today I give a lot of advice to my colleagues. When they hire people, there's one judge. Look at the young man. If you think he will be your boss, he will be my boss in 5 years, hire him. Do not find people who will follow you all the time. So As a teacher, you want this student become a banker, this is a scientist, this is a mayor. You don't want this student bankrupt, that is in jail, and, you know. So this is the way that I benefit. And then when I become a CEO, I call myself Chief Education Officer. And I love to talk, I love to share, because when as a teacher, you may not know a lot of things. The only things you learn and you share. People may not like the way I talk. And my job is not to make people happy. My job is to make people think. This is the way we did. If it is helpful for you, take it. If it's not helpful for you, just to forget it. So I love to be with the entrepreneurs, because you guys reminds me the past 18 toughest years that we've got. And I believe one thing, I'd give my advice to all of you, as an entrepreneur, today is very difficult, and tomorrow is even more difficult. But the day after tomorrow is very beautiful. Most people die tomorrow evening. You have to work hard, you have to learn, you have to rely on your team. And that's my business. I like to be a teacher.
I was going to ask you about legacy, but I'm not going to ask you about legacy because I think you just summed it up yourself. It's a great pleasure to be here with you. Jack Ma, thank you.
Thank you.